You wake up and you already feel tired, not physically, mentally. Like your mind never really turned off. Like something has been running quietly on in the background for a long time. And here's the part most people get wrong. It's not just life. It's not just stress. Your energy is being drained in ways you don't even notice. Because the biggest energy drain is often invisible. It's not always what you do. It's what you carry. And sometimes it's not even external. It's internal. The constant need to keep everything together, to not fall behind, to not disappoint, to stay in control, to be understood, to be seen. And that pressure never really turns off. It follows you everywhere, even when nothing is happening, even when you're supposed to rest. Unfinished thoughts, unresolved pressure, the need to respond, the need to be available, the need to be seen, to be right, to keep things under control. And that constant internal pressure drains more energy than anything external ever could. Nothing dramatic happened, nothing clearly wrong, but still, you feel drained, even on days that should feel normal. And the strange part is, you've gotten used to it. You tell yourself, this is just how life feels. But it isn't. You're not just tired. Your energy is being taken, slowly, in ways that are easy to miss. Because it doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small moments, small patterns, small habits that quietly pull your energy away. And the more they repeat, the more normal it feels. Until one day, you don't remember what it felt like to have clarity, or space in your mind, or real energy, and instead, everything feels slightly heavy, like you're always carrying something you can't put down. And the truth is, you are. Not because something is wrong with you, but because something is constantly pulling from you without you noticing. And once you start seeing it, you can't unsee it, because most of what drains you doesn't look obvious. It looks normal. It looks like your everyday life, like saying yes when something in you already said no, like replying to messages, even when you feel exhausted, like staying present for everyone else, but slowly disconnecting from yourself, like checking your phone the moment your mind gets quiet. And each time you do that, something small shifts, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly. A small amount of your energy leaves. And over time, those small moments add up until your days feel full, but you still feel empty. And what makes this even harder is that it doesn't feel like a clear problem. It feels like everything, your thoughts, your environment, your habits, all slightly pulling at you at the same time. For example, your mind. It rarely gets a real break. Even when you're resting, you're scrolling, consuming, thinking, comparing, jumping from one thing to another, and your body might be still, but your mind is not. It keeps processing, reacting, absorbing, trying to keep up, trying to make sense of everything, until there's no space left. And without space, there's no recovery, only continuation. And slowly, and that turns into exhaustion. Not because you're doing too much physically, but because your system never resets. And then there's something most people misunderstand: rest. Because what looks like rest often isn't. Scrolling, watching, consuming, switching between distractions, filling every quiet moment with noise. It feels like a break, but your mind never actually stops. It keeps processing, comparing, absorbing. So your body is still, but your mind stays active. And without real mental space, there is no real recovery, only delayed exhaustion. And this is where most people get stuck, because they think, I rested, but they didn't. They distracted themselves. And there's a difference. Distraction doesn't restore energy, it just delays the crash. You feel like you rested, but nothing actually changed. And that confusion makes it even more draining, because you start to wonder, Why am I still tired? Even when you did nothing. And then there are people, not always toxic in an obvious way, but draining in a subtle one. People who constantly take your attention, your patience, your emotional energy, without giving anything back. People who expect you to always be available, always understanding, always present, and you try. You try to keep things smooth, keep things calm, avoid conflict, be the stable one, be the easy one, be the one who doesn't make things harder. And on the surface, that looks like strength. But underneath, it slowly drains you. Because every time you ignore what you feel to keep something else stable, you disconnect from yourself just a little. And the hardest part, you don't even blame it on them. You blame it on yourself. You think you're just tired or sensitive or not strong enough. But the truth is, you've been giving more than you're getting back for a long time. And again, that small shift repeats until you don't even notice it anymore. You just feel tired, drained, disconnected. And then there's the pressure, the constant feeling that you should be doing more. Even when you're already exhausted, there's always something unfinished, something you didn't get to, something you could improve, something you should have done better. And that voice never really stops. It follows you into your breaks, into your evenings, into your attempts to rest. So even when you stop, your mind doesn't. And over time, that becomes your normal state, half engaged, half exhausted, always slightly overwhelmed. And eventually, you start asking yourself, why do I feel like this? Why do I have no energy? Why does everything feel heavy? And the answer is not what you think. It's not laziness. It's not a lack of discipline. It's not because you're doing life wrong. It's because your energy is being drained in ways you haven't been taught to notice. Because most people don't talk about this. They talk about productivity. They talk about doing more, being more, optimizing everything. But almost no one talks about what's quietly taking your energy away. And if you don't see it, you can't change it. You just keep adapting to it, adjusting to it until exhaustion feels normal. But it's not normal, it's just familiar, and there's a difference. Because what feels normal can still be draining you every single day. And once you start seeing these patterns, something shifts. Not immediately, not dramatically, but gradually. You begin to notice when something pulls your energy, when something feels off, when something doesn't actually give anything back, when something leaves you feeling slightly heavier instead of lighter. And that awareness is the first step. Not fixing everything, not changing your whole life, just noticing. Because once you notice, you create space, and that space matters. Because in that space, you can choose differently, slightly, not perfectly, but enough. Maybe you don't say yes immediately. Maybe you pause before reacting. Maybe you let a message wait. Maybe you sit in silence for just a moment longer. And those moments, small as they seem, start to add up in the other direction. Instead of constantly losing energy, you begin to keep some. And that changes how you feel. Not overnight, but steadily. You feel a little less overwhelmed, a little more present, a little more clear, a little more like yourself again. And the important part is this: you don't need to fix everything. You don't need to remove every stressor. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to stop what is quietly draining you, one small thing at a time. Because your energy was never gone. It was just being used everywhere, all the time, without awareness, without boundaries. And now, for the first time, you see it. And that's where it starts. Not with a big change, not with a perfect plan, but with one small moment where you pause, notice, and choose differently. Even just a little, because that's how your energy comes back. And once you really see this, you start asking a different question. Not, how do I become more productive? But, What is taking my energy right now? And that question alone can change everything. Not all at once, but quietly, naturally, one moment at a time, until one day, you notice something different. You wake up, and it doesn't feel as heavy. Your mind feels clearer. Your body feels calmer, and there's space again. Not because your life became easier, but because you stopped letting everything take from you all the time. And if this feels familiar, then you already know where to begin. Not tomorrow, not with a big change, but in the next small moment, where you notice something and choose differently, even just a little, because that's enough. That's where it starts.